welcome back to my YouTube. Thank you so much for coming back. If you're already subscribed and you've seen my videos, for those of you who are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You won't regret it. And thank you for those of you who are supporting me and are watching. I appreciate it. So today I just really wanted to talk about long distance relationships and how we can make them survive for the long term, forever if possible. I'm actually in one myself, and it can be really difficult at times, but there are certain characteristics that give it the chance to survive, and multiple lifelines to actually make it through the long term. And I just wanted to share some of that with you all today. And I know if you clicked on this video, then it means that you probably are in a long distance relationship, and go you for actually trying to make that work, because they can be so hard. So let's get right into it. I really think number one is finding ways to connect. Like, number one, you gotta be able to connect, whether it's on FaceTime, calling, liking each other's pictures on Instagram, sending funny memes and things like that. You just really want a way to connect, make each other laugh, and just really build that line of communication so that the distance doesn't really seem like that much. I can tell you that me and my boyfriend, we talk all throughout the day about what we're doing, and fun things that are going on and crazy things that happened, and it just makes us feel like there really is no distance. Sorry if you could hear that plane. Let me wait. Yeah, so you really just want to make sure that you can spend that time with your partner, and like even doing fun things like maybe playing those iPhone games and watching movies together can be a lot of fun. iPhones have that new iPhone share screen option when you're doing FaceTime, and it can really just help you to build that connection if you're watching a funny movie together, or yeah, just like connecting in that way, and maybe getting food at the same time and being able to connect in that way. Like, it's like you guys went out to the movies together and got some snacks, and you're able to just enjoy that time together. The second one, which really I would say is like a number zero, like level zero type of helpful tip, is just knowing their love language. You want to know your partner's love language, because if it is gift giving, then you know that sending them a gift once in a while is really going to make them know that you love them and that you care. If it's quality time, those calls, those texts, making sure that like when you're on the phone with them, you're giving them your undivided attention. That's so important. What else is there with love languages? Quality time, gift giving, words of affirmation. If you know it's words of affirmation, then you want to be texting them that you love them if it's to that point already, and you want to make sure that they know, and so on and so forth. For the other love languages, you want to make sure that you're showing that person how you're really feeling, but through their love language, so that they always know that you do care for them, that you do love them, that you're there for them. The third one I'll say is really supporting your partner from afar. Do they go and play soccer games every weekend, or they like to bowl? Who knows? Whatever it is, you want to make sure that you can really support them from afar, whether it be ordering something that would help them out in that game, or sending them a note, like a nice written note supporting them for that game, and really encouraging them and showing them that you're there even though you're not physically there. You just want to be able to show that you are truly there to support them, and you're not just 3,000 miles away or 2,500, whatever, however far you are. You don't want them to actually be able to feel that. Next, I'll say that you want to be able to see them. I would say at least every 6 to 8 weeks. It could get expensive, but there are ways around it. Going to cities where you have family, or someone that you know, where you could stay there and not be spending too much money. You really do want to make sure that you're seeing that person, because not being able to see your significant other for months on end can be really hard for so many different reasons. You want to be able to kiss them, hug them, smell them, and know what they smell like. It's so many things. Knowing what their skin feels like. Like, there's so many different reasons why you want to be face to face with that person. And if they're not trying to meet up with you, then we got other things to talk about. Maybe catfish, who knows. But you do want to make sure that you are making that effort to see that person every 6 to 8 weeks. And of course, on the other end, they should be trying to make that effort to see you too. But that could be another video completely. So yeah, every 6 to 8 weeks, you want to make sure that you're seeing that person. Maybe you want to create a fund, little savings that you know is your travel to see my partner savings. And every 2 weeks, you put $50 to $100 in it. And you know that you can use that as flight money, Airbnb money, hotel money, food money when you travel to see them. If this person really means that much to you, then you're gonna create a savings to be able to see them if you're able to. And if it's not $50, it could even be $10, $5. Every bit goes, a long way. You want to be able to set boundaries with your partner. It's important for you both to know what you like and what you don't like, because the reality of it is at some point you will be in the same city. That's the goal of it, right? So at some point you will be in the same city, and you don't want your partner to think that everything is okay. So create those boundaries from the beginning, whether it be when it hits 8 o'clock, you put your phone down. Then your partner needs to know that, and don't force yourself to continue talking to them past 8 o'clock if that's usually what you do, putting your phone down. Or let's say you usually meditate in the morning, and your partner has been calling you, you've been calling them during that time, and you're crossing that boundary and you're not getting your peace time. You want to make sure that you're continuing your healthy habits that you do, even though you're in a relationship with someone long distance. And yes, there will be compromise, but you really need to weigh what you do want to compromise and what you would really not want to compromise, because you want to make sure that you maintain the core of who you are. That's really, really so important. Maintaining who you are throughout the relationship, in any relationship, but especially with a long distance relationship, because at some point you will be in the same city, maybe under the same roof, but seeing each other more often and being clear on what your boundaries are and what you will and will not allow are very important to maintain respect and communication and trust between each other. And that leads me to the next one. You want to build trust with your partner, because it can be so easy being 2,000, 3,000 miles away from each other and not knowing what your partner might be doing. Maybe you already have trust issues. Maybe you're insecure. And on your end too, you have to make sure that you trust that person on their end as well. They need to make sure that they trust you, because when you don't have trust, that's the foundation of any relationship, trust and communication. So you want to make sure that you both trust each other and build to that point, so that there are no extra arguments, fights over trust. That one right there goes super deep. And once you trust that person, you know that you might be able to go a couple of hours not speaking to them, especially if there's a time difference. Let's say you're from Florida and your partner lives in Washington, on opposite sides of the country. The time difference is so big, 3 hours, that you might not always be able to talk to that person when you want to, and they won't either. But knowing that they trust you and you'll get back to them when you can is really important. Lastly, and I spoke about this a little earlier, you want to make sure that you have a timeline in mind. Once you know that this is the person you do want to be with long term, You want to create a timeline with your partner of when you might actually be in the same city together, living together, having a life together, because no long distance relationship is going to last. I forget what it is. I think past 2.5, 3 years if two people are in different cities. It's rare that they do last. It's rare that both people remain faithful. After 2 to 3 years, it's really, really important that both people plan to be in the same city at the very least. Yeah, so if you have any comments or any additional tips you want to put in the comments, definitely leave them there. I'll be looking at that. I'll be responding back. And yeah, long distance relationships are so difficult. I know. I know they really, really are. So I hope this video was able to help you. If you've been having some trouble, maybe you could implement a little something with your partner to just make it work a little better. And I'll add this last little tip. Just having weekly check-ins with your partner is so important. You can check in with them on Sundays, Saturdays, and just see what can I do better, what can you do better, and go from there to see what you can add to the relationship to just make it healthier for the both of you and a happier, more joyful experience. And yeah, I mean, a long distance relationship is gonna be hard work, but when two people really love and care about each other, have the respect, communication, and trust, it can work. So good luck to all of you who are in long distance relationships, and catch me in my next video. Bye.